On September 10th, 2025, a political argument in America was ended by a bullet. Hello, everyone. What happened to Charlie Kirk in Utah was undoubtedly a tragedy. And I want to be very clear about the purpose of this episode. You see, this is not an episode about whether you agreed with Charlie Kirk. It's not about his politics or your politics or even my politics. This is an episode about what happens to a free society when violence is used to silence ideas. And today we're not going to talk about taking a side at all. We're going to talk about thinking, because in moments of crisis, the most important thing we can do is think sharper. There's a concept in political philosophy called the assassin's veto. It's the ultimate and most cowardly logical fallacy. It's an attempt to win an argument not with better evidence or a more persuasive point, but with force. It's the belief that you can veto an idea by killing the person who holds it. See, the entire foundation of a democratic republic rests on the opposite principle, the free marketplace of ideas. The belief that good ideas and bad ideas should compete in the public square, and that the best way to basically defeat a bad idea is to expose it to the light and counter it with a better one. And the assassin's veto is an attempt to burn down that marketplace. And when it happens, folks, the aftermath always follows a predictable and dangerous pattern. You see, the first thing that happens after a political tragedy is the blame game. We saw it immediately. Voices on the right blame the rhetoric of the left. Voices on the left pointed to the rhetoric of the right. This is a critical thinking trap known as the fallacy of simple causation. It's the rush to assign a single simple cause to a complex and horrific event. The action of a lone, violent individual is laid at the feet of an entire political movement. And the question a critical thinker must ask is this: is this rhetoric a direct incitement to violence, or is it a political opponent using a tragedy to score points against their ideological rivals? Basically, blurring that line is a dangerous game, folks. You see, the goal of the assassin was to erase an idea, but the second order effect, the consequence of the consequence, is almost always the exact opposite. Violence doesn't erase ideas, it elevates them. It transforms a political figure into a martyr. It makes them more powerful in death than they were in life. The news reports on the massive memorial service, the outpouring of support, the fundraising boom for his organization, all of it proves that point. See, the assassin wanted to end a conversation. Instead, he made it permanent. But perhaps the most dangerous pattern is the one that happens quietly inside our own heads. It's called the chilling effect. See, when you see someone attacked for their speech, the natural human response is to protect yourself. And the easiest way to do that, it's to stay silent. You start to ask yourself, is this opinion worth the risk? If I say what I really think, could I become a target? When people start to self-censor out the fear, the marketplace of ideas begins to shrink. The conversation becomes safer, but it also becomes less honest. And a society that is afraid to talk to itself is a society in decline. So this brings us to the central question, the test for our society. How do we respond? Do we respond to the assassin's veto by creating our own vetoes? Do we try to restrict the speech we find dangerous? Do we try to deplatform the voices we find offensive in the hopes that it will prevent future violence? Or do we do the opposite? Do we respond to an act of violent censorship by protecting the principle of free expression even more fiercely? See, the core mission of this channel is that the only valid response to a bad idea is a better idea. The only lasting answer to speech you hate is more speech. The assassin's veto only truly succeeds if we, as a society, allow the fear and anger to create silence in our own debates, if we let the bullet be the final word. See, your responsibility isn't to agree with Charlie Kirk or with me. It's to engage with ideas, all ideas, especially the difficult ones, without resorting to hatred or fear. It's to argue, to debate, to listen, and to persuade. In short, it's to think sharper.